Hi guys, it's Shell with Little Acres Creations, and today we're just going to do another card. So I saw this just recently. I think it was Christy Gets Crafty, and it just looked like so much fun. So I kind of wanted to do the technique again, and it's pretty well known. So let me show you what we're going to do. I just have a scratch piece of acetate, and we're going to use some distressings. The ones that I chose for this are peacock feathers, faded jeans, and mermaid lagoon. I just really like the blue, and I really wanted to just kind of mess with this, kind of have fun, and see what I could come up with. I'm going to go ahead and use faded jeans first, and I'm just going to squish it on my little piece of acetate. And I could not find my spray bottle, so what I did is I got one of those refillable water brushes, and I'm just putting like 2 or 3 drops on this, and then just kind of smooshing it around. You don't want tons of water on it, because if you do, then it's too, watery, unless you're going for that look, Okay, and then I have a paper towel over here. Set that aside. And I'm going to take our watercolor paper and just kind of smush this on the watercolor paper. I love this. It's so much fun. If you guys have not tried it, I say get out there and try it. Okay. So you just want to play with the colors. So I'm going to let that dry just a little bit. I'm going to use my heat gun. Okay, and I'm going to come back, and whatever I have on my acetate, I'm going to use again. Just kind of use all of it. And I'll let that dry, or I'll dry that with my heat gun. Also, and then I'll bring in another color. The reason I'm drying it between colors is so that I have some of each color and they don't like blend in, so that I can distinguish what color is what. Okay, and now this is the Mermaid Lagoon. And I'm going to do the same thing with my water brush. I'm going to bring Okay, but before we put the card together, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my brush, and I'm just going to squeeze some water in my fingers. Just kind of make little droplets, or big droplets. Just a little or as big as you want. And just let it set. So just let it set about half a minute, about 30 seconds or so. And then just use your paper towel. And this will kind of wick away some of the water and give you more dimension and more interest in it. Isn't that cool? So you can do that over and over if you want. I'm going to do just a little bit more, just because I want some really tiny splatters. Just a couple more, I think. Just a few seconds, and then you're ready to wick it away. Okay, isn't that awesome? I love how that's looking. Okay, so I'm going to do a final dry, and then we'll put our card together. Okay, so now what I have is I have some of these dies by Tim Holtz, and I'm just going to run this through my die machine just to kind of give it a finished look. So let me do that real quick. Okay, and then we're left with this really pretty panel. Kind of zoom in so you can kind of see it. Isn't that pretty? I just love this. Okay, so I have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock, an A2 card base, and so I'm going to use that. So I just kind of want to figure out where I'm going to put my sentiment. So do I want it, you know, folding up and down, or opening up and down, or sideways? I think I'm going to go with up and down. I really like that. I think that's really cute. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just arrange it to how I want it to be. I want it kind of to the right side, just a bit. Because this is watercolor paper, and even though I'm on the smooth side, it does have quite a bit of texture. You know, it has more than like a, now you just want to use your powder tool. Okay, and so we're just going to heat set our embossing powder. Isn't that cute? I just love that. It's so simple, but it makes such a big impact. You know, there's not a lot to it. Now, if you're interested in this set, then head on over to littleacrescreations.com and pick a set up. So they are for sale now. But isn't that just beautiful? I love this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I found this color that's really close, and it just is really pretty. So I'm just going to kind of measure it and cut around it, just so I have like 1/8 of an inch going around it to kind of mat it on that. 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. I just want just a little tiny bit showing around the edges, and that looks perfect. And we're ready to put it together now. Isn't that pretty? I just love how it's kind of coming together. Gives me just a little bit of frame, and I just love this. Can I estimate it? Now in that stamp set also, in that stamp set, I'm going to use your In My Thoughts. This would be really good for a get well card, or just a thinking about you card. But I needed some of these cards in my stash. So what I did is I just thought I'd make up a few of them today. So I'm going to come back to my Misty and just put my card base here. It's kind of nice if you can kind of, if you have a Misty, you know, you can kind of get it the way you need it to be. That's what I like about it. Kind of like with one stamp. And then I'm just going to make sure everything's good and stable in here. I'm going to take my Memento black ink and just ink up my sentiment. And you get a perfect impression. So here we have it, and then we have the inside. I do want a few little gems on the outside, and I have some like blue and turquoise and stuff like that over here on the side. So I'm just going to use a few of those. If you know me at all, I just love adding bling and stuff to my cards. So I'm going to put one up there at the top and then one over here, and I'm just using the turquoise just to kind of bring it all together. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys have a great day.